Nobody got pop-ups. Wow, is it actually doing anything? Did I go live? It says I'm live.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's live, but the overlay's not playing.
Hey, it looks like we're live.
We're live, but no overlay.
You've got no picture.
There we go. We are live, but no intro because OBS is stupid and won't play WMD files now. Let's go and get our share out to everybody because our share is.
Hey, you've got Zoom to be for a speaker?
No, I don't.
Because it doesn't show both of us on the screen.
It's sweeping back. It's sweeping back and forth.
Yeah, that's gonna get really annoying.
Yes, it is. Yashnik, what's up, buddy?
Yo. Yeah, if you click on the upper right-hand corner, I believe that's where it goes. Yeah, view. Upper right-hand corner.
And it's only giving me full screen.
Yeah, full screen. Full screen. Yep. Nope, you're not full screen.
I want full screen.
See, whenever I click on view, I got speaker view, gallery, and then exit full screen.
Yeah. I'm not. It should be here. It's not coming up. Chain Coin, how's it going, man? Yashik, Tim, thanks for coming, guys. We're trying to get Zoom to be cooperative here. We're going to be doing an update on the 3090 because everybody's been asking me about it.
Double click the. You can just double click the.
Yeah, I know.
Zoom, and we'll go back to full screen.
No sound. Is it cutting out? What's it doing? Hello, hello. Let's speaker.
I got sound.
Too low. Oh.
Yeah, you're really low. Tim says sound is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it just fine.
There, that should be better. I turned my volume up on my microphone. That better, Yashnik? Yeah, my microphone was down. Really?
Yeah, click view one more time and see if it gives you a different drop down.
I ain't giving me jack squat. You're a host. Maybe you can change it so it doesn't flip back and forth.
Let me. You are now host.
Why Zoom? Why? You're on the latest video, latest security package.
Well, you might not be.
I just updated before we started.
Nope. Just click view.
I have it in view. There ain't nothing there. It's still be full screen.
I don't even see the drop down box when you click it. Oh wow. Nope, that's not. Don't show that. Don't show that. Video. Go to video. Get out of that. Yeah. Let's not show that security screen.
Yeah.
Trying to work the bugs out with this guy who doesn't have the latest client, obviously.
I have the latest client. Yeah, let me shut down and restart. Hang on, guys. We're dealing with technical issues. Asco, what's going on, buddy?
I can send you an
All right. Set for updates. You're up to date. Exit. Woo-hoo! We're getting there, guys. Working on it. All right. Nope. Didn't do it.
Going with computer audio.
Yeah, we got that. Why are you being stupid?
Let me see if there's.
Bear with us, guys. Fighting with things being stupid.
I still don't think you have the latest client.
I got the latest client. I just checked it. It's the latest client.
I don't think you do, because otherwise you'd have more options.
I have the latest client. 5.2.1.
Huh?
My setting is 5.3.2. Very asinine. Savage! What's going on, buddy? We're fighting with the camera stuff. We redid the office a little bit. We got rid of the printer. We got rid of the drawers. Put the Mitch Ray TA stuff up so we can see our trading patterns and our trading candles. And of course, we got our red panda up here. We got our DCA merchandise over here. We got our idle Radeon 7s, which gotta get our made. And a Halo down there. Hello, Sarth. How's it going, man? It's good to see everybody coming in here.
Sarth got the Savage Mind. What's up?
All the fun times. I don't know why this thing will not let me do what we want it to do. It's being stupid. Here we go. Zoom, dual monitors, under full screen, asking for leave, show my connection time. It just ain't showing jack.
Yeah, I'm on 5.3.0 for my version.
Yeah, you're older than me. Alright, well, our agenda today is quite simple. We are going to go over the 3090 because everybody on my channel hasn't actually had the 3090 stuff show up.
Right.
And we got quite a few people who have been asking me about the 3090. So I want to make sure that we discuss it a little bit. We're going to let Nem do a presentation or whatever you want to do, Nem, to show us what you've done for testing, what results you've had, in terms of hash rate, what different hashes you've had. Have you had a chance to do any kind of gaming testing yet?
Gaming, I've done a little bit of like the full bench on there, but it hasn't gone even really.
The next thing I want to go over is when NEM's done, we'll go ahead and discuss some of my health issues I've been holding me up.
Hey, get your note off of the screen.
Yeah, I moved it over off my face. It'll clear up in a minute.
No, every time it puts back to me, it's over my face.
Yeah, it's still over here. We'll put it over here.
Just take it off the screen. It's a flutter. We don't need to see your notes.
And we'll go over some of the stuff. We're going to be going over content and discuss what projects we have lined up that are actually planning on doing for the live channel. Next week is Halloween. Next week I do plan on trying to do a charity stream at some point between now and then. Trying to raise some money for a cause. My birthday is Sunday. We unfortunately had to cancel my birthday party before we even got kicked off the start, which really sucks. But such is life in 2020. Yo, fuck 2020.
Right.
And then
2020's got something in common with Apple. Why? Because fuck it.
Exactly. Fuck Apple. Fuck 2020. This election's gonna be a fucking joke. It's gonna be like the NVIDIA launch. It's gonna be like, yes, we got an answer. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't know who's been elected. We'll figure it out sometime next year. Yeah. She goes the ongoing joke over in Panda's Jack. I was like, man, I wish I didn't miss Saturday Scream and Yashnik was on. I'm like, hey, dude, I was born a day after you. You're a day older than me, buddy. One day. Man, it's weird because my camera's like way over here to try and get like more of this, less of this. Fun times. There's a lot going on. I have officially lost 60 pounds from last August. I had a hiccup a little bit, but we got my medication fixed. I'm down about 12 inches on my waist right now. So I literally just started my third belt that I had increased. So it's nice to be back to where I was saying, but almost 10 years ago. Now another 25 pounds I want to lose, but hey, you know what? I'm getting there. Shirts are getting much looser. Pants are getting. I gotta buy new pants soon. I'm actually gonna be doing more of my stream standing up. We got right here used to be our massage table that I was sleeping on laying, trying to work with. That's all gone now. So now I gained all this space, so I can actually stand up and work. I'm gonna create this a little more of a workbench, so we'll probably get a camera up there, so we have the camera coming down, so you can see the hand stuff I'm working on. We're doing stuff because bringing it here it's just too cluttered, not enough space. And over here, because of that miner, it's just not going to work. So we'll have to make use of that space over there, which isn't a problem because I specifically designed this office area to have a U shape so I could do that. But yeah, been a mess. My health just kind of like side reeled everything. New content coming up. I want to try and get out once a week-ish area. So I think it'll make a difference in terms of growing the channel, moving places, in terms of doing quick content and editing stuff. I just don't have time, straight out. I mean, to get streamed here, I've been trying to stream every day for the last 2 weeks, and it's been like, I'm going to stream now. No, I'm not. I just can't. My clients, I get busy at work. Since I'm a one-man show, it'll be whenever I get a chance. I'm trying not to stream after midnight because then I get tired. And if I'm working on a project that takes us past midnight, that's fine.
Yeah, the problem with streaming at midnight is that you're now no longer targeting the U.S. for people to watch. You're now targeting Europe, Asia.
Well, midnight here is 6 a.m. in London, so I'm not even hitting Europe. I mean, it's still too early. I'm hitting Australia and China, which is even, it's cool. It's nice to get a bunch of Australian friends. I mean, we do have some Australian content people that like to see live streams, but man, that's so hard here because God. And then the problem is that on the U.S. side, on Fridays, we got Savage, Brandon Coin, whenever he comes back. Then we got you guys. That puts me on at 11:30, 12 o'clock, unless I do content beforehand. But my workload sometimes just doesn't allow it. Then we look on Saturdays. I've got the grandkids. Things are crazy. Maybe doing static videos, but again, I don't have time for editing. Maybe just do one shot, say this is what I'm doing.
Right.
And then in terms of Sundays again, you got the kids all day Sunday. I drive them home. By the time I get back, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm exhausted. There's just no way I'm going to be able to stream on that. And then streaming today already, I mean, 8 o'clock at night, we got DCA doing your premiere, and I don't want to rob from your views there. So we'll figure something out. I do want to try and do more. I do have 400 subs, pretty close to 400 subs at this point. I'd like to see us get 500. Maybe we get 500. Maybe we'll do a giveaway or something. I don't know. I did pick up a cheap $50 camera when we were doing the live stream that I didn't actually use. It got opened up. Maybe I sent it to somebody for a giveaway or something. And then, of course, there's always, giving away cryptocurrency. That's always fun. In terms of sending hardware off to people and giving away hardware, I don't want to really spend money on shipping. I know you guys get disappointed. I like being able to give, hey, I sent this to you, you got it right back right away. We're all good and happy that way. I am switching off of Claymore unless I get NVIDIA. Right now I have no NVIDIA cards. Reason for that is any adrenaline drivers for Claymore are not supported past January 2020. So what's ending up happening is people want to update their drivers. We had this with a guy in the community. He wanted to update his drivers, the latest drivers. Explained to him, hey, you can't. It's just not going to happen. Claymore does not support it. It will crash. It will crash continuously. You'll get TDR errors no matter what you do.
The problem is that the developer for Claymore, I think he walked away from the project like about a year, maybe a year and a half ago.
March last year.
I think he came back and did like one small patch update, but he said he was fine.
In November last year, he stated, November of 2019, he stated that he was not going to do Linux. He didn't want to take the effort to learn Linux and work with it in order to grow.
Oh, he said that from day one.
From day one. But he got grilled hardcore with the last update. He said, look, I'm not doing it. I'm not releasing my code, and I'm not doing it. And then
his viewpoint was, I'm doing this for free.
Yeah, never mind the dev fee, which you're getting at.
Right, yeah. He's like, I'm doing this for free. What do you expect? It's like, yeah, you're not doing this for free. It's just you doing it by yourself because you don't have a team, and you're just not wanting to develop for this anymore. You lost interest. So
basically. And then in March, he stated, look, I'm going to update this for the new straps and for the 5700. We've got support for that. This is probably going to be my last update.
He had to go back into it because there was an issue, there was a bug in the software.
Right.
He had to go back and fix, and while he was doing that fix, he just updated the drivers for the 5700s, and he was like, done.
Yeah, and unfortunately that was January and February 2020. So that's where your extent of where your update finishes.
Yeah.
Anything past that will not work. And at that, the February drivers are not stable with the 580s. So you've got to go back to the December drivers. The December drivers had an issue with Claymore. He didn't address it.
Yep.
The November drivers are really the last functional Claymore drivers for the 580s, the 570s, and the 590s.
Which you lose a little bit of hash rate for that because the last driver update before the 5700s came out optimized the 580s hard because that was the launch of the 590s, which of course are a 580.
Yeah, I was really happy with the performance of it. I mean, that rig over there, the first one on the left, that rig has gone down 3 times in the last 12 months. All 3 of which have been power related. Electric company shutting off the wrong house. Breaker blowing in here because of the printer that was running off the same line as all that other stuff over there, which is too much amperage on that specific circuit. And
this is the joys of being a home miner.
Yeah. And then just
living
straight
in a
out,
condo,
yep, straight out power loss
so you
from.
can't sit there and do what you really, really want to do, which is run 220.
Exactly.
This is mining advice. You want a miner in 220 if at all possible. Look at all outlets in your place. Find a 221. Hopefully it's like a dryer or something, and you'll be able to mine until you have to drive.
Well, I am going to eventually run wires through here, 220 here, because I wanted to sell a condo. That windfall I was expecting, it's taken longer to get here. By the time I get it, all that money's already spent on other things which occupied all of my funds. So there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Drum Center?
Hang on a second, guys.
Mr. Gabe. Yo.
Let you shut it off. Hey, Drum Center, welcome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to Team Red Miner right now, is what I've been experimenting with, and that will be this rig right here. This rig right here, every 24, 12, 28 hours, decide I'm going to go ahead and crash and reboot. Just stop working.
Phoenix Miner for the win.
So, put on Team Red.
I swear by Phoenix Miner.
Yeah, well,
Most stable miner for Linux on AMD and NVIDIA.
But you're not letting me finish. Put on Team Red Miner. I've not crashed once. Not once in the last 3 weeks. Very impressive Team Red Miner. I do have 2 cards. Yeah, they did. I do have 2 cards that are running at 80 degrees right now. I'm going to pull that system down and re-grease it. But those are the strix that I got from Digi Gold way back in the day. So,
dude, I'm still rocking the 8. I bought 12 of them off of him. The Asus ROG RX 588 gigabytes.
that's what that is.
I am still running 8 of them. I sold the other few for profit, which was awesome, which made the what I spent on the cards pinch less. So I basically got 8 cards and 2 of them were free. That's a win.
Yeah, you can't beat that at all. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
So
the only thing that I trade.
So guys, don't forget to smash the like if you're right here. Please do. Much appreciated.
Yajnik's like talking about your rigs at the steel. He's like, don't you get more heat? He's got a little fan up there, so you can't see.
There is a fan blowing on it one way. The fan that was in that corner over there burned out.
That happens all the time. I go through 1 or 2 fans every year.
Yep. It lasts about 10 months.
It's like I'll go to turn it off to like clean everything, and these are my exhaust fans. Thank God I get them from Home Depot, dirt cheap, like 30, 40 bucks, whatever. And you'll watch as soon as you turn it off, and you'll just hear it just whoa, and then the blades are just kind of, instead of coasting to a stop, it's like it's like, oh, that's not turning back on.
Well,
turn it on, like,
yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm like,
yeah,
man, it's getting warmer in here, about 4 or 5 degrees. What's going on? And I look up and that fan ain't spinning. I do want to get fans where it's blowing forward, but that sucks.
You have an exterior window.
I have an exterior window. You gotta understand. I have an HOA. I have an HOA which complained about my fans being 4 inches away from the screen. Oh, we can see your fans from the downstairs, so that's ugly. What do you think if everybody put their fan in their window? Like, their house would be a lot cooler. But
they can't say that you can't open the window.
Right, the window's open. I got it 2/3 open now. It's 101 in here with this door closed. And And that's just with these two rigs running. I don't even have this one running. If I put this one on, it'd be 114 degrees in this office right now with the door closed. So I got to find another solution, but there's not much I can really do. Unfortunately, I'm in limited space. I'd bring the rings lower, but I got nowhere to put it. I can't put it in my closet. If I put it in the closet, it has even less airflow. It's even worse. So 6 1/2 does the other, does the other. It looks nice up there. That's all I got.
Right.
It looks nice up there.
You know what I would probably do? It's just me. Make a tunnel for the top there.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I thought about making
and
a tunnel.
Just drop a dryer hose right to the window.
I thought about it. Not gonna lie, I've thought about it. Just getting an exhaust fan, just blowing through one end, out the other. Doing the same thing over on this side.
Like grow tent status up there.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I've got drywall. Hell, I can drywall up there and just make it blow. I can just blow it right through and make it suck it out the side. But
well, I wouldn't put drywall up. You want something that you can easily just in case you
oh
get
yeah, and you just slide it in and out. Like the drywall slot's about the side, a little bit longer than that. I can cut it down and slide it in and out. But
yeah, I would be sitting there and putting ducting right to the window.
The problem is I can't do that. They don't want to see anything at the window.
You want to know how you get around this? So you got to think outside that box.
Yo, Crypto! What's up, Unknown Crypto?
So
well, I've thought about putting
it.
Is
you get rid of those blinds that you got up there, and you get curtain blinds.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you cut a single hole. Make sure your curtains are black. And make sure the tube you're using is black.
Yeah.
And then you just fashion just a little bit of it out. They won't be able to tell.
Yeah, but the problem with doing that again, I lose my light in my office. I got 3 other walls with nothing on it. That's my main primary light.
yeah, you're going to lose the light. It's a sacrifice of the miner.
It is a sacrifice.
Do I need to get you a shirt that says just deal with it?
Get my coffee mug with the burning dog on it. Just like, yeah, everything's okay here.
yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. But let's get off of office arrangements here.
No, that's concrete ceiling. That's not drop ceiling.
Yeah. It's basically an apartment building. They want to call it condos, but let's just get down to it.
It's an apartment building, and each one of these condos.
They sold him like a piece, like 1/10 of basically the property ownership.
And basically, this is one big giant concrete box with walls in it. It'd be great if I could rip all the walls out.
It's an apartment, bro.
Dude. It'd be great if you rip all the walls out and convert it into a mine itself. We're golden.
Arrangements to be made.
As I said, I got some property in Wisconsin. I got nothing on it. Even after I don't know how much electric is there, but yeah, I gotta put a building up there at some point. I don't know. I was talking to my mom, building a place up there twice the size of what it is what I could buy down here, maybe cheaper, and just moving to freaking Wisconsin and having, I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Because what we got here is just, I got too much shit in too small of a space, and I need twice the space, and just can't keep up with what I got. Back to why we're here, the 3090.
Right.
I don't see anybody here that's from the 24-hour we did that day, which is kind of sad.
No.
But, they can catch it later. But yeah, go ahead and let's see what you got. Let's go and discuss it.
All right. So, once I got the card, the first thing I did was I popped that bad boy right on Windows. Started playing around with some of the overclocking. I ran Cinebench on it. Didn't really get like phenomenal scores. I mean, it was better than a 1080 Ti, but I mean, 1080 Ti's are a little bit older now. Still very relevant for my mining, and I still mine the hell out of them. But the 3090, after I did the Cinebench on it, I want to do a Cinebench on there, and I want to kind of compare it, riser, no riser, see what the actual difference between performance is on the 1x1 slot versus being plugged into the 16X slot. Onto the mining motherboard one more time, and then actually record the numbers. And then from there, put it into my Threadripper build and run the Cinebench through there. Because my Threadripper, it's a first gen 1900X, I know that I should get some pretty good PCIe lanes on there. It's enthusiast grade. I do have it overclocked. I can push it if I needed to. I can push it to 4 gigahertz, 4.1 across all 8 cores, and that'll give me like maybe a 10-20 point bump in like Cinebench or something like that. And then sit there and kind of play around with other things on there, kind of games and stuff. But mining performance-wise, I'm curious. I don't think there's any difference because I've tested it through the board itself. Mining-wise, it doesn't matter if it's plugged into the board. You do not get any performance losses on there because you're not pushing the card to utilize it. And most of the PCI 16 is mostly power lines. The very front of the PCIe 516 is where most of the majority of the data comes in. A couple of the ports coming back is all for video and stuff like that, which mining wise it's not really necessary, but you can still pull video from a by one slot with the adapters. So it's just you're not going to hit 1440p or 4K. You're just not.
What about the shunt mod that's being out there right now? Have you had a chance to apply that? See if that makes a difference on cost rate?
No, I've actually I've got to pull my card apart one last time, figure out which resistors those are that are specifically on there. Order up the resistors and then sit there and start soldering it. And you're basically, when you solder the resistor on there, you're tricking the memory controller to think that it's only getting half the power. So you get to sit there and do the overclocking a little bit harder for extreme overclocking. This goes into something else that I've been wanting to get started, something that I've never seen anybody in this space ever do, which is hash tracks. I mean, everybody's got, Cinebench scores and stuff like that, and everybody competes video game wise, but nobody does it mining. Is it practical to run like this? Oh, hell. Is it fun? Oh, hell yeah. It's like drag racing, but video cards.
That'd be awesome to get get a couple of the YouTube channels, like, Red Panda, who's got experience with stuff, get you going with it. Maybe get me going with it. Definitely get Mikkel into it. But I know he's not really doing hardware stuff. But get some of the some of us hardware guys.
It'd be fun to get everybody involved on it. Kingpins, LN2 pots are not in stock right now. I'm like sitting here, like I check it every day. There's you back. Order it. Come on. We said a week and a half. I messaged you guys directly. But it's almost been a week and a half. So by the end of the week, if it doesn't come in, come Monday, I'm getting hold of them and be like, when is this stuff coming in? I've got a crew of people that want to buy it. It's like, they're like $350, $400. It's not practical in any way, shape, or form. But the LN2 pots you can use with dry ice for people who don't have the money to get liquid to do the liquid nitrogen side of it. You're going to have like a $200 tank for it, plus like Mr. Thermos portable coffee canteens, because they're like double walled, so you don't freeze your hand trying to pour the stuff out. And then that's where when you're playing with LN2, that's when you want to have the shunt mods on there. This way you can trick the controller into letting you apply 450 watts to this, because you're not looking for power to hash rate effectiveness. You're just going balls to the wall. What's the highest hash rate I can hit? So we need to unlimit the card. This is where, if you guys ever want to play with it, gaming-wise, doing benchmark wars with other people like Jay's 2 Cents, Gamers Nexus, and like Bearded Hardware, all those guys, which they're already competing, and they're moving to LM2 next. But if you're wanting to get into this, you're going to have to realize that you run the gamble of breaking your card. So if you're going to do LM2 or any kind of extreme overclocking, you're taking risks in your hands. So I'm not sitting here telling you guys to do it, but dude, it's fun. So, and I'm waiting for the new 2 plots because Kingpin has made them bigger on the die size. So yeah, better contact patch should work with all the older cards also. So definitely something to get into. But as far as mining side of it, if I let it sit there and just gobble up power, let's see here. I've actually got it. Screen share. So bam, you should be seeing my screen now, where I have my miner on here, and as you can see,
not seeing it, but
overclock on here, 150 on the core.
Yeah, we're not seeing you streaming. Still seeing you.
See it?
No, still seeing you.
Oh, hold on here. Now you should.
No, but it's got us split like we wanted from the first place.
All right, so you should be seeing the mining screen.
Not yet, but we got the camera side by side.
Okay. Can you now?
No.
I don't know what your issue is.
As I said, we're side by side now. You're in total control of things. Not sure why your video's not swapping it over.
Huh.
Now it's not. Now it's going back and forth.
That you need to uninstall your whatever client.
I went in from the link you sent. I wonder if I go in from.
What you're gonna have to do, and I've had to do this before.
Let me go in from the client.
Uninstall the Zoom client from your PC, and then go back in and re-download Zoom, and get a fresh copy. Something goofed up on your side.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now you got tiny screen.
Yeah, I minimized it. Hang on a second, Brian. Hang on. I'm gonna exit and then open up a different one. Hang on. Hang on, guys. We're still troubleshooting Zoom being stupid. Life of a Miner, what's going on, buddy? How's it going? Here, let me get this over to me. Thanks for coming, man. It's good to see you. When we were discussing stuff, we're having issues with Yep. Hang on. We're having issues with Zoom. Hang on. So how you doing, Life of a Miner? What's going on, bud? Instead of having a black screen, let's throw some cryptos. There's a crypto screen. There's a Here's your current cryptocurrency points. Here at 13,021. So, hey, we're tearing it up. We're tearing it up. Bitcoin is doing very well, and Ethereum is as well. Ethereum, hell, is at $414. So, I don't care where you are. We are profitable up to 15 cents an hour. Up to 15 cents kilowatt hour right now is profitable. So, hey, happy day. So I want some charts up for now while I fight with Zoom because it's being stupid. So hang on a second. Google. Okay. Join a meeting. Happy day, happy day, happy day, happy day. Okay, let's. All right. All right. So let's see if we got more options. Nope.
Did you uninstall?
No, I did not.
See, that's where your problem.
All right. All right. We'll try it again. Happy day. Let's see. Oh, Zoom, I love you and I hate you at the same time. So how are you doing today, everybody? Vitalik, welcome, welcome. Good to see you, bud. We are fighting with Zoom because, you know, everything's got to be messed up somewhere. Let's try from the App Store. Let's plug it in. We are installing Zoom again. Happy day, oh happy day, signing in, here we go. Join a meeting. Meeting ID. Yeah, that looks different. Now I just have no audio. What the frack? Gallery view. Oh, I just can't hear you, bud. Can you hear me? Speaker there. Okay, say something now. Yo, not working. Son of a bird. Hang on, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. You can hear me, yes, Vitalik, but I can't hear Brian. I can't hear Nim. Nim, you're deaf to me. You can hear me, though? Awesome. What are you doing, Zoom? Settings. Audio. Say something, Nim. Oh, my volume is... Yeah, volume is turned over down to none. That'll do it. That'll do it all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
All right, can you guys hear Nim?
All right, so it looks like it's working now.
Looks like she's working now.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you now. Can everybody else hear me? No, I can hear you, but
Yeah,
can everybody else hear you?
They can hear us, so I think we're good.
Yep. All right, cool. All right, back to where we were at. Jeez.
Well,
Jiminy Christmas.
now I can do a fucking screen share, and you should see this. Right?
I think you're going through my microphone. So there, I turned the volume up on my speaker. So if you guys hear an echo, let me know. Otherwise, you should be able to hear them just fine.
Nice. That's hilarious.
You're at 100%, so a notification pops up. It's going to deafen everybody. Aaron, put that no doubt full screen again. All right, cool. All right, switch over. See if we got city screen now.
Nice. That's awesome.
All right.
Now they're saying that I'm at low volume.
Right. Oh, I just had to turn the volume up all the way, and I moved the mic on top of the speaker, so if they can't hear
Your OBS should be picking desktop audio.
It is, but desktop audio is doing nothing. I don't know what the hell.
That means going to Zoom properties. It's make sure that it's picked the right, like right next to the microphone. There's a little up arrow. Click on it.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's where is its audio coming from? Not that screen. If you go to your lower left-hand corner of your screen.
Well, that'll do it. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Now everybody should hear me, and make sure that I'm not pegging them out on OBS. You're probably going to need to take my volume down a little bit, otherwise even if I talk normal, I should be wiping out their eardrums. Alex like, sounds good.
No, it's still coming from my microphone, but whatever. It sounds really good, and I can hear you now. There's your roommates in the back. All right. Let's see if we can get your desktop.
All right, so let's try this. This should work now.
That's better.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, the client was right, but I think the problem was, or the software was up to date. But I think yeah, you're right. The client was all plugged up.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the EVGA XC3 3090 hashing away on Hive OS. Hive OS will not natively run this GPU in any fashion. I've got a beta version of Hive. Is the only way that I was able to do it, and I had to go in there, and it was how I had to download Hive's specific driver, because their driver is like a custom driver that they've made. So it's like 455.23.04. That's not a driver from NVIDIA. I'll tell you that right now. That's not an NVIDIA driver. That is a custom driver by Hive. Just a generically, it's like a Hive's generic driver that'll make any new NVIDIA at least link up properly, unless, like MSI, they're the ones that they don't like generic drivers. You got to use actual drivers. Otherwise, MSI will not play nice with the person. Stop calling. So I've got, the custom drivers on here. It works, but there's periods of where it will crash out. If I apply an overclock on there, I've almost got a guarantee that I got to restart the rig. If I do an update on here, I've damn near got to restart the rig. So you can just tell that everything is just not working properly with this card. The overclocks, I don't think are applying properly. This thing should hands down be a lot better than the 3080. And it's just nominally better. If you were to push the 3080 at full wattage, 300 watts, you're going to get somewhere around 94 mega hash, give or take. Where for me, the same wattage at, it's not full wattage 4 to 3090, 294 watts, I'm getting 112 mega hash. So with that thought principle, the 3090 is more efficient than two 5700s. So it's like sitting there and taking two 5700s and then just smashing it into one card. And if I sit there and I put a fan on the back side of this, I go from 112 mega hash to 122 to 124. So I effectively get 10 to 12 mega hash more. This comes down to my theory of how the memory modules really are on this GPU. This GPU has memory modules on both sides of the PCB. And if you're not very familiar with how these GDDR6X memory modules, and it's the same thing for GDDR6, not just the X variants. So these are flip chip design modules. What that means is like GDDR5, if you put a thermal pad on the top of the memory module, put to a heat sink, you were off to the races. All the hot spots were at the top of the chip like that. Now they're closer to the PCB that they're soldered onto. And then they had the bright idea to compound the issue by putting two memory modules into the same vicinity of each other on the PCB. And what that's doing is it's now heat soaking the PCB. PCBs can wick heat away. They're kind of designed to do this. So it's not like this oh my god issue. Problem is that if you can, not the problem.
the thing is if you can cool down the PCB better, you're going to see better performance on the memory modules. That's why you're able to, with me experimenting a little bit here, if I take the back plate off and put a fan on the back side of the PCB and just let the fan really get, like I've got server fan on the back side of it, and it'll blow right on there. I get 12 mega hash more for having a server fan on there.
Go interrupt you for a second here, man.
If I put the back plate on there, which the back plate has actually got 2 cooling heat pipes in them. It seems like they're all doing this. This is why the back plates are all metal on all variants of the 3090s, that they're utilizing the back plate to wick away heat from the memory modules. But they're doing it from the opposite side of the heat source. So there is that inherent issue. Now, whenever like I was saying, if I take you're talking a 2 mega hash difference between backplate on and off, and then you're either gaining 10 to 12 mega hash just by putting a good fan on the backside of it.
I'm going to interrupt you here. Hey, Jay Foster, thank you for joining. Mining Chamber, good to see you, man. Hey, that's awesome, Red Coin. So, yeah. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this card apart. And this is a 580, but it does have the memory modules and shows the GPU. Since I don't know how technical some people are, they may be catching a video later on, like Jay Foster. Thank you for coming, man. I think I met you when you came to the 24-hour stream. Remember myself and then was the other guy I was talking on the phone. We had the live stream. He's the one that picked up the card that I got the card for him for. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys basically what it looks like on there. So I'm going to rip this card apart for that purpose. Go ahead and continue.
Okay. Right. So you're having this issue of you need to cool down the PCB just as much as the VGA chip itself. That's going to be like the number one killer of this card, is just how they position the memory modules. And people who have done overclocking for games and doing benchmarks, they've noticed that, especially air-cooled. If they give the GPU a few, 5 or 10 minutes to kind of let the PCB itself cool down, they're able to push it for an extra few more score points on, whatever benchmarks they're running, because it's letting you're starting the memory modules from a more of a cooler state. Memory modules don't like to get too hot, but they also don't like to get too cold. You can get the memory modules too cold and your card will just start artifacting on you. It's not broken. It'll just start artifacting, giving you the middle finger here and there. But the memory modules like to live life right around 40 C. That's like their little sweet spot. And if you can keep them, if you can hold them steady state there, yeah, all the performance, no performance left on the table. And I've positioned this fan on the backside in the different positions just to kind of give it its best opportunity to do what it's about to do. And the most that I've been able to push out of it is 124 mega hash at 300 watts, which that's not bad. Really, it's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
No. And it's
actually
like,
quite
people
impressive. That destroys the Radeon 7. Because I wasn't seeing anything better than Radeon 7, but that's actually a little bit better than Radeon 7. So that's good.
Right. But then you have to kind of look at it as like, okay, if I'm getting 56 mega hash on a 5700 with a BIOS mod on there, and I've got 2 of those, you could probably pick those up for around $400, and you'll be relatively close in hash rate to a 3090 in its the most optimized orientation with a good airflow on the backside of the PCB, cooling everything down, you're going to be 12 megahash short of a 3090, and the 3090's price tag is worth 5700s.
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay, do you go for, card density, and then you can sit there and argue the other way, going, well, what if I just get a 30, the 3080? Well, the 3080, end of the world for hash rate as of right now. Now, remember, the miners are not fully optimized for this. None of them are. We're having issues grabbing these cards. They're having issues for development. So I think there's performance still left on the table. I don't think they're utilizing the GDDR6 memory modules to their fullest potential yet.
I think they barely even touched
because the
not even scratching the surface
5700s,
yet.
those are those GDDR5 or no, those are 6.
Which are?
The 5700s.
No, those are 5 still.
Those are still 5s.
Those are
Okay,
still
I
5.
thought so.
They're 5 plus.
Right. So you're talking now. You got older memory modules. They perform great. It's I wouldn't sit there and say, oh, you got to sell your stuff off. Got to get the new stuff. Your stuff's not going to be outdated. It's not uncommon. I skip a generation every time. I didn't grab any of the 20 series. None. I skipped it. Wasn't worth it.
No, they were too pricey. The performance wasn't there.
Right. It just wasn't worth it. But it was new technology. I liked it. I kept an eye on it. I was waiting for the next gen because I knew whatever they were testing on the 20 series was going to be better on the next generation. And then you're talking 2 generational difference on there. I get 50 mega hash on my 1080 Ti. The 3090s, with no extra cooling on there, is getting 112 mega hash for 300 watts.
Well, what I'm liking is the roadmap for AMD is Big Navi. I mean, the Radeon's, the 5700s and 5600s are still a test case for Big Navi. But Big Navi is still a test case. They still got another GPU coming afterwards next year.
Yep.
And
yeah, they're trying to knock it out of the park, but they're going to have a huge setback for this one.
Yeah. I mean, they're overclocking at 2.4 gigahertz right now.
It's like NVIDIA, is just starting to get around to kind of performing a little bit like the AMDs, where they're utilizing the memory a little bit better.
Well, they're still on the 8 nanometer, and they realize that that's not going to suffice, because AMD will kick their ass all over the place with the size difference.
No, I don't think it's going to be that AMD is going to have a performance leap because of that.
Well, they've announced that they've got a contract starting up with TSMC
right.
for the next model, for the 4000 series
right.
of NVIDIA. So when that happens, God damn it, this thing is too short. When that happens, you'll see a difference.
I don't think that it's how NVIDIA does it. NVIDIA brute forces through core to make everything work properly. So their core is snappier than AMD. AMD likes to utilize the memory, and like for video games, it will take any repetitive redrawing and store it in memory, because that's how they shortcut it to make their video come out a little faster. It's awesome, an awesome approach to a specific problem. But because of the fact that NVIDIA has perfected the brute force, just throw more core at it, more, and I think that they're at least 2 to 3 generations ahead of AMD on core utilization. That's why AMD still to this day cannot brute force any of the other mining algorithms. The only thing that it does good is anything with a memory dependent algorithm. That's why they're awesome on on ETH, Ethereum Classic. You know, that's just how I look at it, and it's all the performance shows that.
Well, when Big Navi comes out, we'll see where they're actually at. I mean,
Man, you sound like an Apple fanatic. Oh, but we'll wait until. Oh no, you're a Cubs fan.
No.
I knew it. There's always next year, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is.
Yeah, but you said it.
No, what I'm saying is we don't know where they're at. We know where they're at in terms of what we anticipate them being. We know what's come out in the leaks, but we don't really know where they're at until we see the actual card. Is what I'm saying. Because they're doing a lot of tweaking right now since they're seeing NVIDIA's drawbacks. So they're actually pumping more into the card, and they're going to overclock their card to try and make sure they can get some kind of performance ahead of them. That's where I think you can see it, like them pushing that core to 2.4 gigahertz.
And you just on that AMD love train over there with the big Navi.
I want to believe that they're going to do something.
I'm gonna send you the biggest disappointment shirt for 2020 from Gamers Nexus. It's gonna have Big Navi on there.
Little Navi's already on there.
so I mean, think about it this way: is that AMD is fighting two fronts, and they are fighting Intel, which is a Goliath, and they're fighting NVIDIA, which is a Goliath. These companies, AMD doesn't even, it's like about half the
I know.
They don't, of these companies.
Right.
So these companies can sit there and push out way more R&D than AMD can actually handle. Right. Not saying that they can't do R&D on a GPU and a CPU. It's just that right now they don't have enough market share to really be able to afford to do research and development on this on a bigger scale. So they went toe to toe with Intel, going, we are taking our market share back. Now, AMD and Intel are pioneers in the CPU industry. Those are your two Goliaths. So
I don't know about I go beyond Goliath. You know, they're doing a lot more than that, because there is nobody else. Period.
Right, and there's a reason for it. And then AMD and Intel used to actually do collaboration chips, which a lot of people don't realize.
Well, yeah, that's because
to have an AMD chip in there or an Intel chip in there, it didn't matter,
right?
Because they were borrowing technology from each other to make their next generation better.
Right.
There's
that's
also
why they
chips out there that say Intel, AMD on the same chipset.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that either. So, I mean, Intel versus AMD, it's just which one's going to suit your needs. And at this point, since they came out with Threadripper and the Ryzen 9.
They've gone insane. Yes, they are going to ARM. But
yeah,
that's a different technology. That's different than x64.
Right, way different.
We're an X6. Home users are going to be an X64. Where you're going to see the ARM stuff is you're going to see it in tablets. You're going to see it in the Microsoft Surface. You're going to see it in. Apple itself they already cut their contract with Intel because they're going to go ahead and they're going to use their own processors because Intel just could not get off the snide off of 10 nanometer. It was just killing them.
Oh, yeah. So, but, I mean, it's like now AMD has taken the throne of being a CPU manufacturer. How much money did they dump into research and development to take the throne back after, 15 years?
Well, Bulldozer was such a freaking disaster.
Oh, God, yeah. You'd have to pick the generation right before Bulldozer. And I ran Bulldozer, and I didn't have an issue with it. The one thing I loved about AMD over Intel is that I could overclock it, and it wasn't a void warranty situation. So AMD's sitting there and thinking that they're going to take a big chunk of the market share on GPUs. Not until they start making that money back from their CPU division. But that's my humble opinion on that one. I could be wrong. Crypto Noob, what's going on?
How's it going, Crypto Noob? Going insane. They will go to ARM, but it's gonna be specific purposes. Again, you're getting.
No, I would never think that the home PC would turn into ARM.
Well, the home PC in terms of like your netbooks are going to be ARM.
He's talking about a regular PC.
Yeah, a regular PC will not.
No.
There's no way. x64 all the way. Even the architecture past.
The encoder is going to be better on a dedicated CPU versus an ARM processor.
Yeah.
ARM
will never
works great in a phone.
It will never compete with an x64 processor ever.
No.
Period. End of story. And then x64 in of itself, we're hitting limitations in that. We're hitting the line of where that can be. So you've got another architecture which isn't being discussed yet, which I'm sure that Intel and AMD are researching. And x64 is what it is, but we are eventually going to hit a limit.
It is an emulated x64. It's not true x64. It's a 64-bit kernel.
Right. It's a dual x86 emulating x64. It's different.
Right. Way different.
It'll support 8 gig and 12 gig like a 64-bit chip, but it's got specific needs.
With my Pi, I've got the Raspberry Pi 4, 4 gigabyte variant. When you get it, it's only 1 gigabyte. I had to basically build a file for anybody that's like Linux based, that's a chroot file, where anything that I build inside of it, I commanded it all to be a 64-bit kernel, which once you do that, it unlocks the RAM to 4 gigabytes, but it's not native to ARM to do that. They now have an update that you can sit there and download a 64-bit client from ARM, but that's basically taking the way that I set up the file, and they built the whole OS inside of it.
Yes, it is.
So that the whole OS is operating like that. Yeah. And if you go in a Crypto Noob, and if you go into, even if you're running the 64-bit client for ARM, you go into there and you see x86 everywhere in there. Like, it's still wrapped into the backside. Like, it's like when it loads up, it's loading up through x86 into x64. But yeah, yeah, Crypto Noob, it's only emulated for sure.
Oh, jeez. I haven't torn apart this GPU in a while. This XFX is a pain in the ass. They got a screw underneath the heatsink, so it's like, what the?
Oh yeah. I love pulling apart AMDs the most, because like it throws up a bunch of screws all over my desk. It's like, oh, really?
There we go. Thank you, Gamers Nexus, for a nice quick video. Got what I needed. I was stuck in it was a thermal paste. I thought it was a screw. It was a freaking thermal paste.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta kind of like wiggle the car and then.
All right, so hang on, one more screw, then we can get this up on camera.
He's trying to show what the VRAM looks like on a GPU.
Yo. Okay. So those of you that don't know what a GPU looks, behind the heatsink and all this stuff.
Nerd prawn.
Yeah, there you go. Right here is your GPU, which got the thermal paste on it, so it looks like garbage right now. These are the torn thermal pads that just ripped off, so I have to replace those. That's awesome. These are your MOSFETs and your caps, and this right here is your memory.
And you gotta hold up, man. You're showing yourself more than us.
All right. So, I'm trying to get all this thermal pad off of here. Okay. So these right here are your memory.
That's VRAM.
That's your memory right there. On the 3090 and the 3080s, you've got them here, and then they got them on the back as well.
No, only the 3090s on the back.
Only 3090s on the back as well?
Yeah, the 3080 has it all on the one side. They don't have as much memory thermal throttling.
Well, at least until I put the 20 gig up on there.
That's canceled, didn't you hear?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the 3080 20 gig canceled. 3070 16 gig canceled.
Gotta love it. Well, that's what I'm saying.
If they released a 3080 20 gigabyte, the 3090 is obsolete.
I'm not going to put on a water block on Insane because if you notice, everything in this house is air cooled. Now, when I go to 3090, so I'm going to have to probably look at some water blocking.
I will be doing water blocking with my 3090 when it goes into my case. I'm going to have to just do a full-on custom onto this thing.
Well, they're coming out. They got betas out at least.
But with this 3090, I'm only going to do it if they make a water block back plate.
Yeah, because right now it's not a water block. Right now it's only the front plate, and it's heatsink. It's a heatsink on the back. And
yeah, because the 3080 and the 3090s in most cases are the same. So they're making one distro plate for the front side, and they're not. I've seen the leak for the EVGA one, and it looks sexy. Really sexy. Good God.
The one that Gamers Nexus had was pretty badass, but man, he was that big ass thermal pad. That was terrible. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but that was on he put it onto a regular back plate.
Right, that was a regular back plate. They said we're gonna send it with this big ass thermal pad. It was sticking on the back of the plate on the card.
Yeah.
And then use the water block on the top on the GPU side. The problem is the memory overheats. So even when you do all the cooling and everything, you still got to rely on heat transfer going to a metal plate that's not got proper cooling. So.
And that's why I want to see a full-on water-cooled back plate. If I see that, I'll build it. I'll build my PC out the rest of the way.
Hopefully, Gamers Nexus hasn't done anything on it. He's the only one I'm seeing that's doing stuff for water blocks at this point. I thought I saw
the Crypto Noob's like he thinks EK will bring out the water block for the 3090. EK already has 3090 water blocks, but like I was just saying, there's no water block backplate. They just made the whole thing a heatsink.
I love it. YouTube Studio, zero people watching. I know there's people watching because I got a device up here watching, so I know it's working.
I got 11 people.
Yeah, I see it on the YouTube page. Who's laughing at you? YouTube Studio is so broken.
Are you using the new Studio or the classic?
They discontinued the classic. You have to use the new.
No, they didn't.
That might be on classic. I don't know.
Well, classic doesn't have dark mode.
I'm in dark mode, but I'm in dark mode.
Yeah, then you're in the new one.
Yeah, and that thing's all broken.
Yeah, I see that. Like I'll be watching it, and then you'll just watch it. Like the graph just drops down to nothing. You're like, and then a few moments later, it comes right back up.
Yeah, we got 7 watching according to that now. That's funny. Oh man, and then Google's lawsuit, man. Woo!
That's gonna mean nothing. They already dealt with this in Europe.
Yeah, but it's still something. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm back to 3090. What was I gonna say? Right now, you have it in a rig right now?
Yeah, I've got it in a 6-card GPU Veta frame back here, sitting on a ASRock H110 mining motherboard. I've got 8 gigabytes of VRAM on there, and it has the 3930 CPU Celeron CPU in there. So it's a dual core CPU. Nothing fantastic. Can be overclocked to like 3.1 gigahertz, but it's currently running at 2.9.
I wonder if you would see a difference on PCI Express 4 versus 3.
Not a whole lot unless you actually have like a 4K monitor.
Well, gaming wise, yeah, but I'm talking about hash wise.
No, I don't think so, because it's giving you better video links.
Okay.
Not so much that you're only gonna be able to push out only as fast as that card can actually push out.
Are you on a 1L riser, or are you on a direct connect right now?
Huh?
Are you on a PCI Express 1 riser, or are you on a?
Yep. Yep, I'm risered. I did it both directions. I didn't see any difference in hash rate at all.
Even after the drive.
The only time that I have ever seen a significant difference in performance-wise is running the Grin mining card. Because if you're going to run it in Linux with the ROCm drivers, you had to be plugged into the board, and you had to have, I forget what it means, AES? Yeah, AES is like the 3 letters, but the CPU's got to have that, which is like, I forget what Sapphires said that was, it helped with the card's throughput to be able to communicate properly. So as long as you had that enabled on there and the card had to be plugged in, good to go. But that meant that you can only utilize 1 GPU per motherboard.
Yeah.
I tried to run it through a riser, and with the ROCm drivers, never saw the card.
What about a ribbon? You got any ribbons?
Huh?
What about with the ribbon? The 16-channel.
What do you? You didn't like the hash rate was really nominal between running it with the ROCm drivers and a standard AMD driver with the 16 gigabytes.
No, I'm talking about the ribbon. A ribbon riser versus a USB riser.
Oh, that's the same thing as just plugging it in. There's no difference.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed.
That's never. I don't have any ribbon ones because I've never put any of my stuff into like a show mode. But yeah, there's no difference on a ribbon cable versus being plugged in. So all you're doing is just making an extension of everything that's right there.
Yeah, pretty much. But I have seen performance difference, like my Radeon 7s. I do see a difference if I go ribbon or direct connect. Even though it's straight through, but there's a latency that's created.
That might be the type of ribbon you're on. You might. It's like it depends on if you went with a cheaper one or one of the high end ones.
Well, the thermal takes.
Because like I know people who do overclocking off of it, and Gamers Next, everybody that's been running the 3090s have been all on ribbon cables, and they were all testing, and they were like, there is no difference. but they're running high end. I mean, you're probably talking $100 ribbon cables.
Yeah, these are 45 each. So.
Right.
I mean, they're not the $10 ones. They're the middle of the road thermal tape ones.
Right.
They're rated pretty good. I mean, they're top rated for the price range. But yeah, sometimes.
So yeah, because like I said, like plugging it in versus having it into a riser, I don't have any differences. There was no difference in hash, no difference in overclocking.
Those of you guys in chat, do you have any questions for the Nemster? Or he's here. He's got access to the rig or anything you want him to try. I believe you tried more than just ETH with that, right? You've gone all the algos.
Yeah, I've done a lot of the algos, a lot of the mining programs don't even recognize the cards. So there's like I hit a lot of brick walls, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna wait then.
Capel work or no?
No. So like I can tell you what I tested on.
That spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah, let's show that spreadsheet of that sexiness guy. The spreadsheet of love. I might follow the Mitch Ray style of I don't give a crap about copyright on my channel. So
there we go. So you can see ETH here, stock, and now this was on Windows. Was this one on Windows? If I haven't put it on the Simple Miner, it didn't even work on. Okay, this was Linux. Some of this was.
It should be.
Or no. This is with Windows. Okay, I didn't write everything down for
Linux.
Hive.
Yeah,
but so stock on Windows, whenever it first dropped, I was getting like 106 mega hash at 300 watts. Now it's at 112. If I dial back some power off of it down to 260, I'm at 91.5 mega hash. If I point a fan to it, I will get up to 97, 98 mega hash at 260 watts. Beam stock 56 hash a second at 323 watts. Not the greatest, definitely. Overclocked, pulling power back 49 hash a second. It was all right.
That's all original drivers, right? That's not the ones that just dropped.
Yeah. These were like first round drivers. But this is also the mining. The mining software is not optimized for this card in any way, shape, or form. Overclocking almost does nothing. Zcoin 7.2 mega hash at 335 watts, which that's pretty decent.
The new driver is supposed to let you push the wattage up. Have you tried the new drivers on Windows? See if you got better results.
I haven't put it back since the new driver updates. Yeah. Grin, I got 1.5 mega hash for 350 watts. That's like horrible. I get 200 watts on my 1080 Ti at 1.45 mega hash on Grin. So pulling power, it seemed like this card definitely like it. The only thing I was able to play around with was fan speed and how much power it drank. So it doesn't, and then Simple Miner doesn't work on this. Yeah, a whole bunch of fun.
Grunt, are you on your 3080 right now, or are you running 580 still? Or are you running a 2080s?
Grunt's like he's on 455.28. I'm on 455.2804. So I'm definitely on Hive's custom BIOS. I wouldn't count on that. That statement is really bold that you typed in the chat, Nefarious.
Well,
That's a bold statement. So, the Ethereum ASICs, since you want to get on that topic.
We have to.
So, if you don't understand what the ASICs are on Ethereum, they are GPUs. They are artificial GPUs. Okay, so
oh yeah,
each hashing board is an APU chip with a bunch of memory modules lining all the way around it. Now I've taken apart my E3 ant miners. Okay, each one of those modules has 8 gigabytes of VRAM on it, but because it only is running in 32-bit Linux distro, it's only unlocked for 4 gigabytes of VRAM.
Guys, realize this is the current hash rate as we're looking right now. You can see where our hash rate's going up, but the 3080s are hashing, the 3090s are hashing. When the NVIDIA Big Navi cards drop, we're going to see another jump in hash rate. Because if you look, about here is where the 3080 dropped. About there.
No, I think it's flattening out a little bit.
It is flattening out, but we did have this jump right here. And that was a 3080 effect, which limited our limited usage right now. When the when Big Navi hits, we're probably going to see a jump back up to these levels up here again.
But it's still not going to make the E3 ant miners an obsolete option.
No, it's definitely not. I mean,
basically, now this is
my
my
theory. DAG file hits. I think 6 gig.
Now you're here. You're hitting my theory. You're hitting in on a theory that I'm having, and I think I'm going to be right.
I think we're going to get
because I haven't seen anybody selling an E3 ant miner.
Right.
You have to watch what the miners are doing. Why wouldn't these mining people be trying to offload these ASICs before the end of the DAG file? Why would they mine them to end of life? They'll do this for 2 reasons. One, they ROI'd almost instantaneously, which they did. Each one of mine took a matter of 3 months apiece to ROI. I'm an early adopter on it. 2, you're counting on the idea that there's going to be a new update that's going to come out. Because it was really funny that all the E3s magically stopped working overnight once the DAG file hit a certain size, and Bitmain put out a firmware update for this thing.
And Silicon just did one this week.
Now I can mine again.
And Silicon just put one out this week that Red Panda's doing a video on in a couple of days, where they had to put that, where they fixed the error message that were coming up because
so
ETC and ETH are both at 4 gig.
What if they finally implement a 64-bit firmware update?
Oh, I discussed that months ago.
We now have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's an SoC chip. It's not a standard ASIC.
Right.
An SoC chip is reprogrammable.
True.
You're not constrained like an Antminer. An S9 or Zcoin. Their
Right.
core is the processor on those are only made to do one thing. They are true ASICs.
Remember last year I discussed with you about the x64 driver and then migrated x64 Linux because that was x86. And you're like, well, I'm not sure if it is. And I guarantee you it's x86. And as soon as they migrate that to an x64 OS on there, you'll probably open up a little bit more. Now, if it's
Yeah,
if
I'll
it,
have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, that also puts in like this other little theory into my head. Okay, let's say they do this in December. Okay, because right around December 23rd is when the E3 ant miners are supposed to stop mining. Let's say they drop that day the 64-bit kernel into it. New update, cool. I'm gonna be doubling my VRAM on there.
you know what I'm gonna do?
Theoretically,
You know what I'm gonna do?
have a performance bump.
Here's what I'm gonna say. This right here is my $5. It'll be your $5 if they don't gain at least 5 mega hash when they do that 64-bit changeover.
I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more significant.
I said at least 5.
I'm thinking that it should unlock it to like probably about 400 mega hash is going to be mine. Between 3 and 400 mega hash.
Like how many?
I get 200 mega hash a piece on them.
Right.
At 716 watts.
All right. This is the mining farm. I am your file from Grunt. What are you sending me here, good guy? It's 2070s, 2060s, and it's 3080. Here's his performance right now. I'll leave it up here for a second so you can look it over.
So I mean, think about it though. I'm thinking we're going to see at least a 50% performance bump with 50% more VRAM.
Yeah. I fully don't understand how E3s work, but I do agree that there will be a performance bump. Just from the fact that it's changing architecture, and the architecture it's using opens up way more lanes and way more functionality.
Each hashing board has plugged into it 9 modules on each hashing board. Right? 9? No, 6. I'm sorry, 6. 6 modules per hashing board plugged in. Each one of those modules is an SoC chip with VRAM on it. It's a GPU, guys. So it's got 6 small little GPUs on each hashing board. Bitmain figured out how to make a cheap GPU.
If this wasn't working right, this wouldn't be selling for $700 right now. So there's definitely something going on that we don't know about. Now, am I willing to risk $700 at this point? Probably not. But should it move over to x64, this $700 is going to be $1,700 in an instant.
Oh yeah.
But am I willing?
And anybody like myself, I've got I've had these. These are some of my earlier E3s that I have. I've got 2 left, and yeah, those things ROI'd the first year I had them, and they've been running ever since.
Here's comedy. This is still selling for $2,000 in box new.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I will drop 700 on one and drop it in my
no, the updated ones you're talking about, the A10s, and they were going for like $2,000, $3,000, something like that. They were maybe when they first dropped out, they were like, I think right around 3,200. Crypto noobs like they don't have many ASICs secondhand market in the UK.
What do you think, Dan? Should I pick up that one for 700 and toss it in my dryer area and piss off my wife with the noise?
It's not loud.
It's not?
They are not loud. Dumb fans might be running at 2,000 RPM. You don't even hear it.
Think it's worth it at this point, or you think it'd be shoot the dice?
Hold on here.
Because at this point, I don't have an ASIC. That would be my first ASIC.
Well, you're not running 220, so you're going to be running 765 watts.
No, that'd be on 220. I'll put that in the room with 220.
It doesn't need 220. I mean, if you're running 220 to it, you'll get 716 watts. And you'd basically be making $5 a day. Let's see here. And let's see here. Now this isn't factoring in. Well, it's $1.86 to run them every day. So I'm gonna put in $1, and that's residential, like you're gonna be. You might be a little bit higher.
I'm at 5 cents right now. Hourly rate averaged out to 5 cents last month, so.
All right, so we're gonna factor in 377 a day times 31 for the month. So you're looking at 116.87 times 12. You can if they run for a year, you're going to make $1,400. And that's after electric. Now, bring it back down to the month. Now we've got 2 more months technically of solid mining on the E3 ant miners, right?
Right.
You're only going to make $233.74.
Right.
So there is that.
Yeah.
So if there is no update, you'll be making less than half of your money back.
And it's $170 shipping coming from China, so then you're looking at, yeah, this is not worth it.
But at the same time, if they make the update, dude, anybody that's got one of these is like golden.
Right. Well, it'd be coming from China, so fuck knows when it arrives. And with the power supply, even if it doesn't, I have power supplies. I don't know, man. I don't know. I agree. I just can't bring myself to buying an ant miner.
So it just kind of depends on.
A year ago,
If they make another firmware update, and it actually gets 64-bit. These things are worth it.
Yeah.
That's the gamble you're taking at this point.
Yeah.
I was selling these things a while back for like $600.
Right.
Everybody that bought them at that point in time had enough time before the end of the year to ROI.
Right. At this point in the game, it's a little late.
Yeah, there's the late adopters always get hit the hardest.
Yeah.
I got batch 1, 2, and 3. You don't get that often. You don't see like, oh my god, I got a yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I
and just dominated on there. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even spend any of my money to buy them.
Right.
That's how effective these E3 miners were when they first launched.
And if I buy anything, it'll be with Bitcoin. I've traded up for them. I've got whatever. But
I was
still
in the top 20 mining people on any pool on Ethereum Classic because of these E3 miners.
Yeah, I've seen it. Oh. Hey, Grits, how's it going, man?
Galax has got some like weird looking funky cards.
What's going on, Grits? Thanks for joining. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. I haven't even seen you in Discord lately. It's been a while.
I see him all the time. He's always chit-chatting.
I keep missing him, man. You know, I get so crazy over here. You know how it is. You see my phone blow up when we're working on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to go to a guy's house tonight, but he hasn't called me, so more time for streaming for me.
Right. For sure.
If nothing else, if we end up running the wall as to this discussion, I'll just switch over to doing hardware stuff.
Right.
I got a laptop sitting back here that won't boot. I got another laptop over there that won't boot. So.
But I've actually got dinner that's getting cold over here, so I think.
Yeah.
I think it's about that time.
If nobody's got any other questions for Nem here, we can let him go, and we'll switch over to me talking to myself. We got 10 of you here right now.
Oh, Grunt's got E3s too.
My man, Grunt.
But they're not on though.
Yeah, we got 9 of you watching right now. If any of you guys have
I'm
questions,
not gonna mine on Veils. No. I'm willing to mine shit coins, but that's a shit coin.
It's like mining Vert. How many times I can get 51% and double spend?
Hey, now I did pretty good on Vert.
Vert was good for a while, and then this summer happened.
Where they got like 79%. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, and it's all rented now. I mean, I know he's trying. I want to give them props for trying, but man, it's just not. Their prices through the floor. I'm not seeing as much activity on the Discord as you used to see on there.
USY that now? Wow. I don't get that.
I think he meant to say now, and he hit shift instead of the A. Come on, man, Taiwanese.
Oh my god, Pearl. Son of a tech, love that.
So did UFT Tech. UFT Tech and Son of a Tech both loved Pearl. That's what they mine mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what happened with that UFD? Caitlin and Reese are going back to South Africa because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't know how he's gonna do it, man. There's a lot of pressure on him now.
It's not. They can still do the job remotely. It's not
They
like
can.
they were just trying to get out of Africa,
Yeah. But
and they found out that the only way that you're going to be able to do it is that you basically got to fly back up out there, stay at home for like a few weeks, reapply for a visa, and then come back. That does take money, and if he's not like Linus Tech Tips, where it's a big company now,
right,
dedicated for this. I don't know. I don't know how, where his finances are with how he's running his.
He's hurting because of how much money he's got to put into
Well, his
his
kid.
son.
He's got his kid that's
His
just
son
killing
is just destroying him. I feel bad for them, man. They're such good people.
Oh, yeah.
Just awful what they're going through.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that that's happening to them, but it kind of is what it is. If they're dedicated and they really want to stay out here, they can just leave most of their stuff here, find somebody that's out there that they can stay with, and then at the same time, as they're going out there, reapplying their visa, so they can come right back as soon as possible.
Apparently, that's being declined. All visas are being declined right now.
Yeah, because of Hugh Miller. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it means they're stuck there at least 6 months. So at that point, you can't afford it. So, c'est la vie.
It's not that they can't afford it, and they can remote work still.
Right.
So
it's just
it's
a delayed production because he's got to upload the server, and they're going to be 10 hours behind him or ahead of him. So, yeah, it'll delay things a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt him though. If he can afford a production team, I don't think this is going to stop him. Just saying. Could there be somebody in Florida that knows how to do this stuff
I'm sure
for
there
him
is,
that
but
already lives locally and is not going to want to doesn't necessarily need to get paid $1 bazillion?
Let's put it this way. If they're in Florida, they're going to take a lot more to pay than South Africa because they're used to living there a lot less.
Yeah, but at the same time, they still were allocating that kind of money. They couldn't.
Right.
They can't legally pay them less.
Right. But you don't know what the people here are going to ask.
So it's already budgeted in. So I mean, it's just more of an inconvenience on his part. He can hire new guys.
Yeah, but I gather he's not going. He's planning on trying to run it remotely, like he did when he was out here visiting for 3 months, which he said was killer. And when he did that visit out here is when he completely lost track of the Discord and why he closed the Discord down eventually because he wasn't able to keep up with it. Fun times. So does anybody have any questions for Nam while he's here?
Right, before I... Crypto noob's like, I'm trying to get to South Africa. Hey, don't listen to the United States. They say that's dangerous.
Well, he's not in the U.S. though.
I know. I'm just saying, don't listen to the U.S. because they think
But you can't lock down.
Africa's dangerous. Mexico is dangerous.
Yeah, but didn't UK shut down again last week? For 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
So
oh, wow, your wife's out in South Africa? Oh, wow. Damn. Did not know that. So. Man.
I'm not speculating that going insane. That ain't happening. I'll speculate 25,000 by the end of the year. That's all I'll say.
I'm gonna say soon, in our lifetime. Don't do anything crazy, otherwise it won't happen. Be safe out there. You have to live a bubble life from here on out so that you can live to see the day. But it's soon.
So as you get
Okay, I can't tell, you know, an NDA agreements, non-disclosure agreements. I can't tell you what day. What's going to happen soon. And if I told you, I might have to kill you.
God only knows. God knows. But yeah, crypto is doing well. Bitcoin is very healthy right now. It's killing the rest of the market with how fast it went up. But you know what? The rest of the market will catch up when it catches up. Now's your time to buy those other coins, man. When we're going up, buy those shit coins. Just be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And stay way clear of those brain fart. Those wrap tokens.
Alex, like Bitcoin needs to die again. Nah. I would like to see it crush some souls. I really would. You know, $2,000 Bitcoin just kind of hit people and be like, oh my god, it's over.
Oh, my connection is going up and down, according to my chat. Please wait while we reconnect. Reconnected successfully. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I was having problems with that too.
That's awesome.
Woohoo, it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. It's YouTube being stupid because they gotta fix their shit. Man. All I know is I got a $65 65 sat Vertcoin order out there, so let that 65 sat come. I'm watching it hit 81 sat right now, so.
He's like, that's only a little hiccup on the way to 100K. You're right.
Yeah, it is. No. It's not if. They're in. Period. They're in.
PayPal's in. They have launched it. They were supposed to launch it next year, but they decided since Squarespace got into it, they're going to have to get into it.
So what they're doing is they're letting you transfer crypto to their wallet for free until the end of the year.
No.
There was no fee. They're out there doing a wallet.
They're not letting any outside wallet in or out of the Coinbase Bitcoin wallet. It is basically a custodial service where you buy Bitcoin on their platform.
Right. For zero fee.
And you spend on their platform. You can't put into it from like your Bitcoin wallet, be like, oh, I need to make a payment. No. You can't put nothing into it. You can't buy Bitcoin through through PayPal and send it to your wallet either. No. It's all frozen. It's like you're getting the exposure of Bitcoin. It's like Robinhood app,
January 1st.
where I'm buying it. Yeah, cool. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like I've got two options: hold it there on PayPal, or it's money.
Yeah, and that's until the end of the year. The first of the year. The first of the year is when the license kicks into effect in New York, and that's when they're supposed to allow the purchase. Now the trick is that they're not actually buying.
No, they're already live.
Are they? Oh, I thought
they're already live. You can go on there on the PayPal right now and buy Bitcoin.
Yes, you can for zero fee, but you can't buy anything with that Bitcoin until the first of the year because the license doesn't allow it.
No, anything that you slide that PayPal card through, you can choose to pull it from your Bitcoin wallet.
Now the thing is that when it pays, it's paying in fiat. It's not paying in Bitcoin. So it's paying at the
correct
value of
it. That's why I'm calling it an exposure to Bitcoin.
Right. It's just you still can't do it. You still can't. You're still not doing a crypto.
The only thing that benefits from that whole thing is if you buy $200 worth of Bitcoin, it doubles in value, and then you got $400 to spend on something.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only thing it's good for.
Right now.
Is it better than Coinbase? No, because at least and I hate Coinbase. But they've got a good market share. They haven't been hacked. They're insured. All this other good stuff. but I've got full control over my keys. Where PayPal, you have zero control over your keys.
Yeah, they're
It's
Metallic,
theirs. It's not yours.
they're limiting those starting. Again, their license doesn't officially allow them to do anything with it until January in New York.
It won't matter for their network.
Right. But in terms of them dishing out wallet addresses for people to use for the PayPal.
The only way that they're going to change my mind is if they reorchestrate it to where you can actually move to and from your Bitcoin wallet. They don't have a roadmap of them being able to send out. So that means you buy Bitcoin, it's stuck there. You're paying for their Bitcoin and getting exposure to their Bitcoin. Vitalik's on the waiting list for PayPal to buy.
Yes, it can, within the ecosystem of PayPal. But it's gonna trade.
No, not that I understand. For as far as that I understood from how I read the PayPal thing, it's locked up in your account.
I know,
and
it's
then you
right here.
Spend it. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
No,
I can't.
It's going to be only. I lost it when I did this. It will be only transferred via fiat. It will not do anything. They will not be moving any crypto.
Right. It will have zero to do with crypto.
You get you guys dizzy.
They are not letting you move their Bitcoin around.
Where did it go?
Yeah, even crypto noobs, like as far as I'm aware, you have to turn in back into fiat and then send. Yes.
They'll be extended to Venmo in some countries next year.
And that makes Cash App a better platform than PayPal. Why? Because I can buy Bitcoin on there and send it to my wallet.
All right, so they're working with Paxos on a new service.
Mm-hmm.
And then cryptocurrency refers to blah, blah, blah. Shoppers will be able to spend their blockchain based on intended goods, but that doesn't mean that they'll simply hand over. They're only going to be using it in fiat currency. The platform will complete all transactions using fiat. So the stores will only use dollars.
Yep.
They're not receiving any cryptocurrencies. The stores themselves are not receiving currencies. If you send crypto, if you would have wanted to send,
because people need to realize the vendors do not want to touch this right now. Not that they don't want it. Don't get it wrong. They want Bitcoin. They want it bad. Problem is that they're worried about the taxation implications on there. That I made $20. Let's say I was a vendor. I make $20 over a let's say $150 item. I make $20 on the deal, right? And as I'm sitting there holding on to it because I don't need to use this right now. This is like profits, so I don't need to worry about this $20 because the $150 that was paid for the product, shipping, and purchasing. It basically bought me another piece of new product. Okay, so $20 is my profit. That goes into my Bitcoin HODL wallet as a vendor, right? End of the year, now I've got $70. I've now accrued capital gains tax up to 35%, no less than 20%. So between 20 and 35% tax capital gains on what came up above the $20.
Right, I was having this discussion with one of my clients today. The problem is the gains on it. So as they're moving as they're even as an escrow service holding it, you run into a problem of the gain of that product. So yeah, if you were to
Now, if they're an escrow service, see, if they were an escrow service, then they shouldn't have to worry about whatever the market does. If somebody sends them 1 Bitcoin for this X product, and let's say in the process of them holding on to it, the price jumps up to, let's say, an extra $4,000. So this guy's overpaying by $4,000. It doesn't matter. The guy already agreed to pay for 1 Bitcoin.
Right.
He's not getting the $4,000 worth of Bitcoin back. That's going to the vendor because that's basically his gains. Now, that's where you have to run LLCs. I mean, this is not tax advice. I'm not a tax advisor of any sort, but that's where running stuff under an LLC or even being incorporated gives you some tax benefit breaks.
But that specific reason why the value of Bitcoin versus US dollar is why a lot of these merchants will not do Bitcoin to Bitcoin. Custody holding on the coins. It is because of the tax purposes and because of the value constantly fluctuating. The tax laws are still way behind in terms of how that should be done. And that's really the
crypto news brings up a good thing. It's like basically PayPal, for every Bitcoin transaction to fiat, you'll have to pay a capital gains tax or a capital gains loss.
Correct.
It does go both directions, but they're going to treat it like a stock.
And they're also
converting. If you want to buy, let's say, Litecoin and you got Bitcoin, you're trading into cash taxed, buying Litecoin taxed. So you're catching 2 taxable events for buying another coin. Now, this is the same tactic that's in the stock market.
Now, gone insane, you buy a $4,000 product for 1 Bitcoin. I know it's 13,000. That's not the point. You buy it for 1 Bitcoin for 4,000, and then you want your refund back. They're not going to send you back 1 Bitcoin. They're going to send you back 4,000. So if it goes up or down, it doesn't matter. They're only going to send you fiat back. Just existing stuff that's going on. Hey, Serpent, what's going on, man?
He's like, yo.
I didn't put a gonna go live at this time because I didn't know if I was gonna go live. It was like, hey, Nem, I'm going live. Let's get on together.
Right, and I'm like elbows deep in a snowmobile trying to make this thing run right.
I was like, dude, we gotta get me live. We gotta discuss the 3090. Everybody, I have all my friends going, what's going on with the 3090 stuff? I thought, where's your card? Why aren't you doing anything with your card? I'm like, it's not my card. It's Nem's card.
Yep. I felt that I had to hit up 2 different stores in order to do this justice. I was right.
But you're also hoping for 2 cards.
I was hoping for 2 cards.
Let's be honest here. You wanted 2 cards.
But I knew I was getting at least 1.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. You're hoping for an Asus and an EVGA so you can do the AIP partner comparison. Let's just be honest here.
Oh, yeah. Or at least getting 2 of the same ones so that I can play with it in SLI mode and all that good stuff.
Well, the problem is, Don, it's saying you have to realize that they're looking at it from a fiat tax standpoint. If you were to go ahead and buy it for 1 Bitcoin, it's worth 4,000, and then they gotta refund it. They have to refund the fiat back to PayPal. PayPal's not going to buy more Bitcoin. They're just going to send you the cash. Because
now remember, there's also one other. There's one other thing to go with that too, and that's unrealized gains. A lot of people don't realize this one too. Unrealized gains means that you're just holding on to it. Yeah, the price went up, but there was no taxable events because you never moved it.
Hold it for a year before you do any purchasing with it.
Yes. This way, you're only going to get taxed on you're going to be on a 20 to 23% tax. You can hold on to it for a year and then use it as money.
Which is why I pay for my electric out of my pocket. I don't pay for electric out of my crypto because they don't take cryptocurrency, so I gotta convert it. To
Crypto news
capital
like
gains.
it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, 6 hours.
You're a trooper.
I appreciate
Rock.
you coming on, man. That's awesome. You came in. I really appreciate it. You know, we're going over.
Family.
We're actually going over the DCA. Isn't the 3D printing stuff going on right now for Mikhail?
Yeah, I think so. I think that should be just starting, unless he was having issues again.
It's 8:15, so it's probably finishing. It's not probably finishing now, unless you did a long stream on that.
Oh no! Yeah, it looked like trading with the view.
Oh, that's
and that's already over.
Sorry, Jay. I apologize, man.
Yep.
So I'll pop up.
I'm actually wanting to eat something, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up.
For sure, man. I'm gonna stick around, guys. We're gonna go ahead and close out Zoom so I get my camera up on my side, and then Nem, thanks for coming in.
You'll have to make OBS relook at your camera.
Yeah.
Because Zoom took over on there,
Right.
and you're gonna have to let OBS know, hey, you can have it now. Thank you.
I'll have to change it and then go and bring it back in, and it should be fine.
So, all right, guys. Thank you for having me out.
I'm
if you
glad
guys
you came
have
on.
any questions or anything like that, or like to see some more testing on the 3090, check out Crypto and Hot Rods.
Yeah, drop a link in the chat, bud. Drop it in. I think you got you as a.
Yeah, I'm a mod, but hold on here. I've got to like pull it up and all that good stuff. Hold on. Switch account. And I've almost got 700 awesome subscribers.
Now you got 695. My other account.
Copy. There you
we
go,
spammed it for you
guys.
guys. Please.
Go ahead and check all that stuff out there. And I will be, in between snowmobile bets, like I'm gearing up for snowmobile season. So I've been like working on snowmobiles like for the last couple of weeks. So I've slowed down a little bit of the testing on there. I've got to get that graphics card into my main rig here and do the rest of my testing that I need to do. And Nefarious, I will do you the solid if you would like access to my 3090 through Hive. I do have a community account for testing purposes. So yep, I can add you in with full permissions on there. This way, if anybody gets a new hot GPU, we can toss it on there, and as a community for all of us YouTube content creators, we can sit there, play with these cards, show it off to our group of people, and give props out to whoever's GPU it is, and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm definitely going to be getting an AMD when it comes out. I'm going to spend the money on the top of the line one. I can sit there and make like a miner for your AMD,
right? And have it listed as Nefarious is AMD 6900 XT or whatever. Give you the IP, the rig ID password on there, and then you'll permanently have a USB so that you don't have to leave it on there. You just kind of turn the rig off, switch out thumb drives, good to go.
Yeah, we'll get there at some point. Car's got to drop first. It's probably end.
Oh yeah, and then you got to be able to fight the bots,
Yeah, well, I've already told.
I think everybody's gonna have the same issue with AMD. There's gonna be no difference.
I think they stopped all manufacturing of 5700 and 5600s during the build up for this last month. So we're hoping that the stock is a little bit higher. I know that they've already contacted one of my vendors, which NVIDIA completely neglected the contact. So maybe there'll be more cars. Maybe it won't be as bad. It'll probably still be bad, but hopefully not as bad.
It's going to be bad. Trust me, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, It'll probably be
Good luck.
Nev and I sitting doing a live stream like this, probably at the 2 different micro centers again.
Right. Right. But all right, dude.
All right,
Thanks for
enjoy your
having
dinner,
me
bro.
on, and I will definitely see you on the next one. And do you want me to make you host on this?
wanna make
And you
me
can leave
host?
this
No.
up, or do you want to close it all down?
We'll go and close it down.
Okay.
And then
I'll go ahead
I'll
and shut
take
this
over
down, and I'll see you on the next one. Yo.
See you later, ma'am. One moment, folks. So yep, that's out. Let me go and get the camera switched over. OBS, my friend. Woo! All right. That should be down a bit. That's being candles, eh? And then let's bring up the article we had open there. Continue our discussion. Oops. Wrong one. All right. As I was saying, as we were letting them go there, when you're exchanging custody of cryptocurrencies, you gotta realize the companies themselves, they can't make money on crypto. They can't sell it for profit. Profit doesn't go under their books. They gotta have the fiat so they can put it in the bank so they can pay their bills. So when you got your transactions and your purchases going on, they want to sell that, get rid of that crypto as fast as possible. So that's leaving the PayPal and Coinbase or Voyager or Square responsible for immediately changing that into fiat so they can avoid the tax implications as fast as possible. They'd rather eat the transaction cost than eat the capital gains or capital loss. So regardless if you're buying it at one Bitcoin, unless you're doing a direct purchase to the vendor who has a crypto wallet where they're holding on to it in their own wallet, and they're not converting that, you're never going to get one Bitcoin for one Bitcoin product that you purchased. There are websites that are coming up there where they're trying to work with that, but it's hard. It's a difficult thing because you got to pay your bills, and paying your bills off of capital gains while playing in that middle ground of while it's transitioning. I mean, take yesterday's $1,000 pump up for an example. You set that at 1050. Bitcoin was $11,985. By the time they receive it at 1255 at 11 o'clock, Bitcoin's now at 12,400. So you've got that profit there. Who's going to get that profit? The company taking the money, or you? You can't. There's no way to. They have to have the cash value because of the tax laws. The tax laws is what ruins the ability to transact from crypto to crypto. Now, me going to you to me, one person to person, not a problem because we're just transacting our crypto. But from a business perspective, the business has to pay the taxes, and that's what this absolutely messes with the ability for businesses to accept crypto as a crypto and hold the crypto as itself. Does that make sense, guys? Hello? Okay. So yes, it sucks that you buy it for one Bitcoin and you get either a higher or lower value of Bitcoin cost, the cost of the product instead of whatever the value of Bitcoin is. But they can't really do it because of taxes. And until the tax laws catch up to cryptocurrency, which, yeah, you can tell the government you don't have crypto, but you still got to deal with the when you purchase with crypto and KYC. KYC is going to be everywhere. They're eventually going to find out, unless you got in a wallet that you haven't touched for years. Onboarding, unless you're mining, and even at mining, they'll track your mining address if you ever bought with it. So yeah, food. I ate before I started the stream, and then I'll probably eat some more when my wife gets home. Whew. It is. Well, it's cooled down outside. It was 114 degrees earlier in this room. Pretty crazy. Yeah. As long as you don't spend it anywhere, or you throw it into something that can, rotate it to a different address and you can't trace it back to your wallet. Fun times. But not financial advice, not saying how to avoid paying taxes, just manage your crypto carefully. So we got 5 people in here right now. Right. I don't have any here in Illinois that take it. Now, I may take it myself, but I still got to purchase in fiat in order for me to purchase from a vendor. I don't have a vendor that'll accept it. Now, if I were to go ahead and say, hey, you know what? I have a stockpile where I can go ahead and I have enough cash to pay for it, and I'll take the BTC payment, then yeah, I'd love to take crypto payments for my work I do. Hell, if a client's willing to go ahead and pay for the hardware cost and then pay me in crypto, I'm more than willing to do that. But I don't have anybody that's willing to do that at this point. But it is what it is. And then you have, companies that want to pay in crypto. The problem is when they're paying in crypto, again, it comes down to taxes. You agree to get paid 1 Bitcoin a month from somebody, which would be fantastic. You're getting a raise up and down as the market's moving, but you're still getting your 1 Bitcoin. But again, that company has to pay the difference. Either you or the company has to sign an agreement to pay who's going to pay the difference on the capital gain or capital loss on that Bitcoin that you're receiving every month for payment. So payroll becomes a whole swirly, confusing thing at that point. I don't have an answer to that because I don't know anybody that is receiving crypto as payment in full that is living in the United States that's playing the tax scheme with that. We're dropped down to 12,294. Looks like we're establishing a base here about 12,900. Yeah, but New Zealand is also a lot more progressive in terms of what they're doing for the finances. They understand crypto a bit more too because they're a smaller country. And the government in and of itself are younger government officials, so they're more up to tune with more technology. Where you look at the U.S. and the average age of the U.S. Congress is 66 to 68. They're not going to be up with technology that's come out in the last 5, 7, 8 years. Where the average age for New Zealand officials is around 45 to 50. They're going to be up to date because they're in that tech savvy age. They're in my generation. They're in them's generation. Where we're up to date. We understand what's going on. We're on the bleeding edge. But even us, in the next 6, 7 years, we're going to be behind what the guys that are 25, 30 right now are going to be at in terms of technology. we're eventually not going to keep up with the neck-breaking speed of tech. And as it stands right now, I had a conversation with a client today. He's like, "Hey, this is doing this. Why don't you know about this?" I'm like, I'm one person, man. I'm following crypto. I'm following operating systems. I'm following hardware. I'm following miners. I'm following next generation tech. I'm following, the movement of the markets. I'm learning market trading and trying to keep up with that. And now you want me to know about this specific task that Android isn't able to do. It's like, come on, man, I'm one person. That's why I'd love to have a team where I can have somebody else doing it. And Savage Mind just went live. So I may wrap this up here so we can go ahead and jump on it. Let's all jump over to Savage. I'm going to drop the link here in Savage. My wife's going to be home here soon. So maybe it's time to go in and call it a day. What do you guys think? Savage isn't live yet. I'll drop the link. We'll stay live until Savage just went up. Savage is up. So, yeah. Let's do a Nefarious Technology raid in the Savage's channel here. Look at that. There's that big sexy man right there. All right, let's drop into his channel and do a Nef raid. All right, guys, take care. It was fun. I do plan on trying to do more live streaming. So take care, guys. And if I come back on tonight, I'll probably be doing some working on these laptops I got here. Maybe we'll do a share screen or something. All right, Crypto Noob, head off to bed. Good night, man. Take care. It's good seeing you over here. Woo! Peace out. Peace and love. Hang loose. Take care. NefariousTechnology out.